This weekend, we just drove down to Miami.
We're at Boxer Gym. It's probably one of the most aesthetic gyms I've ever been to. Energy is high, a lot of high performing people here, and a lot of people just come in and get the work done.
Seeing Matt going through prep, it inspires me more than anything. Just as he's pushing himself to be better, he's pushing me to be better for myself as well.
Okay, so you're confident, you're clear?
Easy money, I got it.
All right, brother, let's fucking do it.
Let's do it, baby.
Burn the ships.
Let's go.
I'm excited for you.
Put yourself out there. Don't care about what anyone else thinks. Realistically, if you are starting a company from scratch, you should have no shame and you should post any and everything and gain experience and figure out your style and what works for you.
So me and Matt actually developed a really close friendship. He came to me first for coaching, but like I mentioned, he was my first client ever, and we quickly developed a really good friendship outside of that. This one is near and dear to my heart. I am super, super excited for him. This is definitely going to be his best ever.
What's going on, guys? So this weekend, we just drove down to Miami. Not gonna lie, guys, a little tired here. A little tired, low carb today. We do have a refeed day tomorrow, so excited for, to get fueled back up for a new week. Since we last talked, I was able to go from the body weight right around 212 to right now 209, 208. Visibly tightening up my physique. I really do feel strong in the gym still. Really liking how we're responding to the protocols that we're doing, and we also picked our first show of the season, which we will reveal later in the episode. What we're doing this weekend is first and foremost traveling and visiting some people in Miami. I think it's super important, especially when you are committed and your kind of whole life in a prep revolves around your food, revolves around your training, your sleep. You truly put yourself a little bit inside of a box. I do think it is incredibly important just for your mental health and to try to be a little intentional about still being social and centering yourself around the right people. Okay, and keyword, the right people. We're gonna head up to Port St. Lucie to go train at Raw with Coach Mike. And just kind of get a little bit more of his perspective on how my prep is going. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm just excited to take you along with it.
Alrighty, guys, first lift here in Miami. We're at Boxer Gym. It's probably one of the most aesthetic gyms I've ever been to. Energy is high, a lot of high performing people here, and a lot of people just come in and get the work done. We're gonna get a nasty chest, delt, and tricep session in. We got a lot of food today, carbs are high, so I'm excited to get a juicy pump.
When I look at people, I always ask the question, I say, man, tell me what Nike stands for. They said, oh, Inc., that's easy, just do it. I said, tell me what Adidas stands for. Oh, Inc., that's easy, man, impossible is nothing. I said, now tell me what you stand for. When people look at you, do they think excuses? When people look at you, do they think victory? When people look at you, do they think that's a person that's gonna give me everything they got, not on some days, but on every day, and it's not gonna be predicated upon if I feel like it, because I think we all know if we only worked on the days when we felt like it, none of us would get much accomplished. I'm talking about the real level of commitment. Not the commitment that falls in line if everything goes right. I'm speaking of the commitment that says, I am going to stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I've set it in his life.
Matt going through prep, it inspires me more than anything, because like the last few months I've been more in tune to like my fitness and my health, and he just kind of inspires me because just as he's pushing himself to be better, he's pushing me to be better for myself as well. personally, I look better, I feel better. I feel like his and I's relationship is better. I feel like just seeing him go through this change, and then me seeing him be so positive during all of it and still taking care of me, taking care of his family, taking care of friends, and being as good of a person as he is, it just makes me want to do better too. Matt and I, we enjoy going to the gym together. We enjoy spotting each other, encouraging each other. He encourages me to push more, go past my limits of mentally what I think I can normally do. But I think overall it brings people closer together. Definitely has helped us.
So like I was telling you guys, today is my high day refeed. So I have literally like 5,500 calories to eat prior to then I have to go out to dinner and get a free meal. Usually the free meals are burger and fries, sushi, steak and potatoes. We're going to a Argentinian restaurant tonight since we are in the beautiful place of Miami. So just changing the cuisine a little. Bit. But we're still going to obviously keep it clean and then, high protein. And we're going to be mindful. I'm not going to try and mess up digestion too well. Seeing Coach Mike tomorrow. We're headed up to, Raw at Port St. Lucie. We're going to get a nice training session in, going to hit pull. We're going to get a little bit behind the scenes from how Mike is feeling about my prep, as well as we are going to reveal our first show of the season. So what I'm eating right now is 200 grams of 93.7 brown turkey, a little bit of taco seasoning and that chipotle, hot sauce. We got asparagus and we got a ton of jasmine rice. So nothing too flavorful, but when you're this hungry, kind of goes down pretty easily.
You look forward to like these days, like the refeed day? Is it like fun?
So typically I look forward to the refeed days. As of right now, since I'm not super depleted and I'm not really, really lean yet, honestly, the refeed days are probably the hardest just because I have to eat so much food and, balancing a busy schedule, training for 2 hours a day. It can pose a lot of challenges, especially when I'm out of my routine in Miami. So, I had to get up at like 6 a.m. and get meal 1 in. By 9 a.m., I had 2 meals in. And then, we were obviously going to train. And so this is meal 3, and I still have to eat meal 4 and 5 before going out. So for the next couple hours, I'm probably going to be eating, digesting, eating again, digesting. And, that will suck a little bit. But I'll be praying for more food in just about a month.
I just want to go through the spreadsheet with you. I want to talk and make sure that you have clarity on things that are kind of changing from what we were doing from kind of a prep-esque lifestyle phase that we're in to, okay, now we have the label, now we have a show in mind. What's going to change? What do we have to actually pay a little bit close attention to, and where you need to not cut corners anymore. Okay, so realistically, I'm going to take a look at your nutrition. We'll do that on call as well. Okay? This is your first prep. I will promise you at some point you will get a little delusional. It's just kind of how it works. This is kind of where you rely trust on me to have the vision and to get you through the finish line here. I don't know the exact statistic, but when my coach was putting me through my first prep, he said that over 50% of people that do a first prep never make it to stage, and you're not going to be one of them. Okay, so burn the ships, you're making it there. You have to find creative ways to stay social, stay present. It is not your mom, your dad, or Allie's fault or responsibility to put you in a position to thrive. They're there to support you. You're choosing to do this, so don't take it out on them. Okay, yes, you're going to have your low energy moments, and this will be a really good test for you as a man and obviously in a relationship, and that's what I told April when I was going through mine. Thrive in that social element, because if you just block yourself under, like, you lived under a rock for 24 weeks, you're really not going to have the most enjoyable experience. And realistically, I want you in the best mental health space that you could possibly be in, especially when you are hungry and dieting. I want you to keep busy and keep useful more so than anything else. Okay, so you're confident, you're clear?
Easy money, I got it.
All right, brother, let's fucking do it.
Let's do it, baby.
Burn the ships.
Let's go.
I'm excited for you.
If I could go back 10 years ago and take some of the lessons that I truly have learned through practice and experience now, it would 100% be to put myself out there significantly more. A quote that I read was, if you have less than like 10,000 followers, you need to have a growth mindset and you cannot have any shame. You should be posting anything and everything that could potentially increase exposure, awareness to your personal brand, and not be afraid to legitimately put yourself out there and handle any ridicule that comes your way. And I feel like when I first started my fitness page, I was so concerned on how I looked and making sure I had the perfect lighting and the perfect angles. I would diet for 2 weeks just to do a photo shoot for 30 minutes. And realistically, I wish I just played it a little bit differently. And I wish I talked to the camera a lot more when I first started, especially when I started my online coaching company in 2019. The online coaching space was nowhere near that it is today. And I wish I would have just done what I'm currently doing now, which is sharing more of the behind the scenes of my life, sharing more about the foods that I'm eating, talking to the camera, telling people what they need to hear. I think people too often than not care about their feed aesthetic more so than the value that they put out. And I just wish I legitimately just spoke more and shared more of my interpersonal experiences versus being so focused on, making the most aesthetically pleasing post. Put yourself out there. Don't care about what anyone else thinks. Realistically, if you are starting a company from scratch, you should have no shame and you should post any and everything and gain experience and figure out your style and what works for you. Alrighty, guys, we're here today at Raw. We're training back with Coach Mike. He's putting me through a session. Currently, we're sitting right around 12 weeks out and change, give or take. It's good to, while you're still, within the 12 to 8 week striking distance, going out, trying to be social, keeping it, keeping the mentals in a good spot and just training with people that are going to push you. So that's what we're doing today. And back days on the menu. We got to grow some width and a little bit of density. How many pounds do you think I'm going to be up from stage? At first I thought it would be 8 to 10. I thought we'd be a 188, hopefully 190.
You were what, you were 176 at your first show, and then
178 second. And we started at 205, I think, and cut 35 pounds down to peak deficit at 172, 173. Filled up to 176. First show went fuller for second, 178. I thought I was all right, if I could be at least 10 pounds, 188 to 190, we got it. But now I'm thinking, dude, I'm gonna be heavier.
Because at first when we started prep, I thought you were, it was crazy too, because the last 3 months of off season, because the flip switches for you, when I say we're doing this show. So I feel the last 3 months of the off season we had before prep, you made 2 years worth of progress in that time frame. So when we started, I thought you were gonna be 185-ish or so, but now it's just you've been sitting pretty much around that
210,
208 to 212 and just getting leaner and leaner. So
it's hard to tell.
I feel at most 20 pounds off here.
Yeah.
But I mean, also it's we have so many tools at our disposal. So it's you're gonna recomp and prep, and you did last time too. So
I want to grow.
Expect the same.
I want to grow.
Now.
Huh? For sure.
Yeah.
I want to put on at least another pound or two in the key areas. It's just honestly inserted across here.
I think for you, it's just that urgency when we have that date. It's not that you fuck off in your off season, but it's you're eating your meals at the same time now. It's you're getting your ass in bed at the same time. All that
doing the
that
little
2% things. It's that's what makes the difference for you. And you don't do that in your off season. When prep comes and you have a show day, it's just that's why everything works.
I think that's also one, just understanding yourself as an athlete. This is my second time, going through it. And some people need the label, and some people can live the bodybuilding lifestyle year round. I'm a business owner, and my career comes first. Bodybuilding is a passion project for me. And yes, it allows me to document and, further my businesses sometimes, but realistically, if I'm in an off season for 365 days a year, I'm gonna enjoy my life. And those little things that I'm now doing, the sleeping every day at the same time, getting up at the same time, abs in the morning, fasted cardio, meal timing's impeccable. Those things are like the
Well,
nitty gritty things.
That's when you moved, so you're
Yes.
way less stressed now.
Yes.
And it's like, that was when you were switching to full-time coaching? Or you already
No, I
did?
had already switched, but it wasn't that. It was probably 6 months into full time.
Yeah, because you hit that wall, like right when you moved down, it was just like a transition period where like we didn't make a lot of progress in like that small time frame, and it's like stress was so high, your sleep was shit, like
Bro.
life stress was just crazy. But
I was moving from Manhattan to Tampa, Florida, like middle of prep. I think literally from 12 weeks out until I moved right around 8 weeks out, so a month before. Mike was literally making me do like 55 minutes of cardio, 5-6 days a week. Food was getting pretty low. And there was a couple moments where it's like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this for another 12, 13 weeks. We were digging hard. Knowing me, I can get lean quick, so I was very surprised I wasn't responding. And then I moved and we literally lost like 10 pounds in 10 days. Like flushed it. It was the cortisol, was the stress. I moved home, lived with mom and dad for a little bit, and you know, they were selling their house too.
But now it's like you're at 210, you're as lean or leaner than you were at like 196 that prep.
I think we're getting, as the prep progresses, my original thought process, your original was like only 6 to 8 pounds added. I thought I had 8 to 10. Now I'm thinking we have closer to 12.
Yeah.
Honestly. We'll see.
Only one way to find out. We gotta get peeled.
Can we stack this?
So me and Matt actually developed a really close friendship. He came to me first for coaching, but like I mentioned, he was my first client ever, and we quickly developed a really good friendship outside of that. That's something me and him have had to kind of navigate throughout the process and like separating that coach and friendship. There was actually a time where I tried to fire Matt, believe it or not, and he told me, he said no. And he said he's done with bodybuilding if I fire him, and we kind of made it past that, but that was that definitely showed his loyalty to me. It's kind of a rare thing where you try and fire someone and they still want to stick with you. So it's definitely something tough to navigate when you have a really close friendship with someone and you're also coaching them. And from both the athlete and the coach's perspective, being able to separate the two. But I think it also played to our benefit too, because I know Matt on a deeper level. So I know when he needs to be pushed, how to push him, when I need to get him to like, you know, a right mental state of mind with things. So I think that definitely played to our advantage. Matt is currently 12 weeks out of his qualifier. And then following that, we have NPC Universe, where he will be going for his pro card. This is his first national show. I am super, super excited for him. This is definitely going to be his best ever. This is probably going to be Matt's last year competing, so this is a really special prep for me. Matt actually was the first competitor that ever signed with me, so this one is near and dear to my heart, and I want to make sure that we finish the season out with essentially what we set out to when he first came to me. So he's in a phenomenal spot right now. He's way ahead of schedule. The past several weeks, we really haven't been pushing anything too hard. He was super, super lean going into the start of this prep, and he's really kind of just been recomping pretty much around the same weight and just getting leaner and leaner as we go. So now that we officially did set on a qualifier, we stepped on the gas a little bit. We're starting to push things a little bit harder right now. So we should be seeing some pretty big movement over the next couple of weeks from him. Competing and competing at a very high level are totally different things. What I tell all athletes in general is if you want to be a pro, you have to act like one. And that doesn't start, you know, when you're in contest prep. That starts the second you get off stage from your previous show. So everything you do in your off season, you know, it all adds up. And even the 1% of things. And how you have to think about this is, look what the top level athletes are doing. They're not missing meals. They're not missing their water intake. They're not missing sleep. They're not screwing off or missing a beat on anything. And you want to compete with those people, you better be doing the same thing, because there's always going to be someone who's doing just as much as you, if not more. So, you know, elite goals require elite commitment. And if you are going to set goals that high, your actions better show for it.
Alrighty guys, just finish up my last session of the week. Super excited for taking you guys along. We're 12 weeks out and we are getting leaner by the week. Super excited to continue to showcase my updates to my physique and bring the best package that I could possibly bring to stage for a second round. Hopefully obtaining the IFBB Pro card in the men's physique division. We got 12 weeks from the qualifier, 14 from Universe. Stay tuned, we'll keep you updated on the next episode.